Did you know that the city of Niagara Falls has 6 different fire stations and another one on the way on Lundy's Lane? A total of 9 fire pumpers, 4 rescue trucks, 1 command vehicle, 1 tanker, 1 hazmat rescue, and 2 aerials, with a team of 130 full-time firefighters and 104 volunteers responding to emergencies. Today we are going to get a behind-the-scenes look at Station 1 on Morrison Street with Ron, the Public Education Officer for the Niagara Falls Fire Department. Ron has been a firefighter for 33 years, so he really knows what he's talking about.
Hello, welcome to the Niagara Falls Fire Department Station number 1. Come on inside, we got some things to show you. This is Station 1. This is our main station in the city, our central station. It houses all of our firefighting equipment. It houses our dispatch. It also houses our headquarters, where our chief and deputies administer the fire department. It houses our fire prevention division, which does all of our inspections and investigations. Let's take a look at the trucks that firefighters use to carry the equipment that they need to do their jobs. We at the Niagara Falls Fire Department have many different trucks that we use in our day-to-day fight against fires. Our main kinds of trucks are pumpers, rescues, aerials, and tankers. Pumpers are the main truck out. They're usually the first one on scene. They have a 500-gallon water tank on them, so we can get to the fire right away. It also has many different hoses on it, from supply hoses that we can hook to the hydrant to attack lines that we bring into a house. Our rescue truck is basically a large toolbox. It has every tool that we need to fight fires, to rescue people from car accidents, from water, from high angles. Then the next kind of truck we have is an aerial. You'll see it. It has a very large ladder on it, about approximately 100 feet in the air. It can reach out over long spaces, or it can reach up very, very high. Our last kind of truck is a tanker. This carries 2,000 gallons of water to some of our volunteer areas where there are no fire hydrants. This is our main pumper. This is pumper number 1. It's our first out truck, probably the busiest truck in town. This thing does everything. Okay. We'll start off at the front here. This is our driver's seat. Now the driver has very important jobs. 2 actually. First of all, he has to get us to and from where we need to be. And he has to get us there safely. So he has to drive this truck. This truck weighs 42,000 pounds. He has to drive this. He has to make sure everyone gets there in one piece. He also has to know every street, every borough, every laneway, every whatever that happens to be in the city of Niagara Falls at this particular point. Even new streets are added every day, so he needs to be very up on how this city works and what this city's about. The second thing he has to do, he's also the pump operator. This truck wouldn't be much of a pumper without a pump. This is the pump, part of our fire truck. It is the heart of this particular vehicle. All the water that we get from our hydrants that are on the side of the street comes into here, and all the water goes out all these hoses. We have over 200 feet of hose in each one of these bundles. The pump operator has to know which handle to pull to make sure the water comes out the right hose. These are hoses that we drag into a house so that we can get water into your bedroom or your living room or your kitchen or wherever we need it. Whereas around the back of the truck, we have bigger hoses. These are for getting big, large amounts of water to different places. The red hose we hook up to the fire hydrant to bring water from the street. The yellow hoses are for bringing large amounts of water to bigger places.
Like Ron told us, this truck is how firefighters get the water from the fire hydrant onto a burning building. But that's not all it does. It's also full of tools. So many compartments just full of everything a firefighter might need to help those in trouble.
This is rescue number 1. This is our main rescue, our heavy rescue truck for the city. This is where our crew sits. Our crew sit inside. All their gear is stowed there. It's locked down so they can't go flying out while we're in motion, while we're moving around. It has all their breathing apparatuses, has all the equipment that they're going to need to get to a call safely. Seat belts are very important. We take that very seriously here. This truck is basically a toolbox on wheels. We have every tool we need to do any type of rescue, whether it be high angle rescue, water rescue, elevator rescue, or any sort of thing. Every tool has a place. And we're organized and we know where everything is. In this cabinet is our water rescue. Water rescue bags with immersion suits. Rope rescue with all of our rappelling gear, ropes, harnesses, helmets, everything we need to do a high angle or a rope rescue. And everything's in its place, everything's safely stowed. And we can access this equipment from either side. That cart will slide out to the other side. This, of course, is our saws. Some nice big saws that we use to cut through roofs, cut through whatever we have to. Steel bars, window grates. And this is specifically for cutting through roofs. It's basically a chainsaw. We use it to cut. It's a roof saw. We use it to cut through roofs if we have to ventilate, to let all the bad gas and the hot air out of a house. We use this. And of course, everything gets put back in its place and secured so it doesn't go flying around while we're driving. We have a big fan here. It's an electric fan. That fan will clear a house that is full of smoke in about a minute and a half. Very powerful, very strong. These are our high-rise kits. And of course, more axes. These are our jaws.
So what would that be used for?
These are our jaws of life. This is what we use to crack open cars in a car accident. If we have someone trapped in a car, we will use this and our cutters to basically tear the car apart around the person. We don't pull people out of cars, we take the car away from the person.
One of the best features of this truck is a secret compartment. I know it's hard to believe after everything Ron showed us, but under here are even more tools and rescue gear. The orange bag is a Stokes basket, which is a collapsible stretcher to put an injured person on for transport or rescue. There's extra ropes and rigging, all hidden away and ready for use in an emergency. Today, Ron is going to let me go up in the bucket of an aerial truck. This truck extends up into the air 105 feet and can then turn in a full circle, allowing firefighters to put out fires and rescue those in danger.
This truck is involved in a lot of our big fires. It has water we can spray down from on high. It is also our main lever point for our gorge rescues, our high angle rescues. When we get somebody in the gorge and we rappel down and find the person, and rather than carry them up, if it's impossible to carry them up, we bring this up, we lower it, we lower a basket down into the gorge, and then we lift them up with this piece of apparatus here.
Woo! Look at that!
Now he's raised us up to a point, now he's going to extend the ladder out.
Slowly getting higher.
Yeah.
At this point, we are high enough to get on just about any roof of a house. We are about 5 stories in the air, and that's not even as high as this thing can go. After extending up as high as needed, the truck can then rotate the bucket 360 degrees. That's a full circle around. This allows the firefighters to maneuver over a building, up to a window, or in the case of Niagara Falls, over the Niagara Gorge to rescue people below. The bucket is also equipped with water guns to fight fires with great precision.
There's a pair of boots and a pair of pants sitting on the floor here. It's not because our firefighters are messy. It's because our firefighters need to be ready to go at a moment's notice. What you'll see here is his pants and his boots are together, so he puts his feet in the boots, and he can pull the pants up, pull up his suspenders. Then he'll put his jacket on, and he's almost ready to go. He'll jump in the truck, grab his helmet, jump into his seat, and this truck can get going as quickly as possible. We need to be ready. Today we have with us Firefighter Matt. Firefighter Matt is going to show you what he looks like before he gets into his gear and what he looks like after he gets into his gear. First, he needs a hood to protect his head. Next come his boots and his pants, and look how they just pop up. So we can go fast and get on the truck quickly. Next comes his big, heavy coat. So now that he's protected his body, this has a fireproof layer and a waterproof layer. Now that he's protected his body, he has to protect his lungs. So what Matt's going to do is he's going to put on his BA, or breathing apparatus. Totally self-contained, he carries his own air with him. In that tank is compressed air. Not oxygen is what everybody thinks. He's going to throw his tank on his back. And that tank probably weighs somewhere in the neighborhood of 35 pounds. So now that that's securely on his back, Matt's going to put on his helmet to make sure he protects his head from anything falling on top of him. Now he's going to turn on his bottle, which gets the air flowing from the bottle into his regulator. Next, Matt's going to tie in. He's going to now breathe through that tube in his mask. And now Matt is completely covered. Every part of his body is covered with a protective layer so that he can go into a hot, smoky, dangerous environment and still come out okay. You can hear Matt breathe. And that's what a firefighter looks like when they go into a burning building. If you see a firefighter that looks like that, do not run away. I know he sounds like Darth Vader, but it's not him. Do not run away. You should come to a firefighter in that situation. He will be down on his hands and knees searching for you, and this is what he will look like. And you should come to him because he is there to help you. All right, this is the Niagara Falls Fire Department Firefighters Memorial, dedicated to all firefighters who have lost their lives in the line of duty, but specifically the 11 men that are on that memorial, men that lived and worked in Niagara Falls who lost their lives because of the job that they do. Without hesitation, without any thought about themselves, they went out and they did their jobs every day, knowing the risks and knowing what could happen to them. These are the men that we honor every day we walk past and look at this memorial. Thank you for visiting Station Number 1, Niagara Falls Fire Department. It was a pleasure having you here today. If you have any questions, please do not hesitate to call us. Bye-bye.
I want to say a huge thank you to Ron and the Niagara Falls Fire Department for letting us have a closer look at Fire Station 1, some of the trucks they use, and what it means to be a firefighter.